approach is more maximalist with color and less minimalist. But I can't remember the name of it. So while I'm scrolling, you guys can go ahead and catch up for the week, and then I'll just scream during your update or whatever.
Yeah. So, Anthony, how's your week been? No? You refuse to go first? Oh. Oh, okay. Centuries? Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fair. Okay, okay. What is today and what is tomorrow? Oh, what? Okay, okay. Wait a second now, because now I have an issue. I'm okay not living in the past, but if you tell me that today is what you're thinking about, I gotta get today at least. What do you think about like in that question? Like what comes to mind initially? Is it like a tip of the tongue syndrome type of thing where like your brain just kind of goes blank when the question is asked, or like do you actually think like try to process it? Like what goes on? Hmm. Hmm.
Woo!
Oof. Oof. Honestly, sometimes that can be the worst because like even just a little bit. I don't know about y'all, but like that's stomach sickness is probably my kryptonite. Like like it just sucks. It is the worst. Nausea, like anything else, I'm fine. Like if I have my allergies are acting up, if heck, I think if I like cracking a bone or like getting physically injured or something like that, fine, good. Nausea, get me out of here. I'm out. I'm out. Hmm.
You don't know. I have a question. I have a question. And I know you're in the mid flow, but I feel slighted. And I feel I have to tell you that I feel slighted. You didn't watch Castlevania Nocturne, did you? What?
What?
I told you to watch season 2. You watched an indie documentary. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Okay.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wait, really? They don't have the dub yet for like
Dub
episode
lags
3?
behind 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, that does suck. That does suck.
You finished garbage. Hmm. He's the most interesting man in the world. I don't see why you realize. Dermolition? You mean demolition? Okay. Dermolition. I was like skin destruction. Mm-hmm. 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 Probably. Not surprised.
Jeez.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I could never do it
Mm.
myself because like those types of endurance things, like especially longer races and even Formula One, I could never do it. And like for me, my brain's just like not interested. But man, the stuff that they have to go through to do that is insane. Whenever I learn about like the intricacies of it, I'm like, that shit's hard, man. Like you see the G forces, like they train with the neck thing. If you've ever seen it,
Yep, I've
they
seen that.
attach this thing to your head, and they have to get used to like the G forces just pulling on their head because they can't lock down their head fully. So they have like G forces with their neck like constantly, and
Mm.
it's like insane.
And they're kind of shit, you know? It is what it is, you know? Oh my god.
Yeah, so I was actually going to look this up because I'm curious. So we are drinking the Sek Sato Shiki, which is a single grain Japanese whiskey. And this is where I wanted to fully divulge into the abysmal marketing that is Japanese whiskey. So, most whiskeys that say they are Japanese whiskeys are not actually whiskeys that are
From Japan?
sourced, distilled, and from Japan. And
That's
so
misleading.
a lot of things will actually just call themselves Japanese whiskey, but not actually be Japanese whiskey. And so there was a good site that would tell you like what to look out for. And obviously there's some big companies that you should do like Suntory, Nika, Yamazaki, Hibiki.
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm,
those are
mm-hmm,
trusted names
mm-hmm.
that you can have. But you really have to kind of look up what like whether or not it is. Oh, is this it? Let me see if I can find it. 20 oh, they haven't updated this graphic since 2023. So
Oh,
I'm hoping
buddy.
this is on it. But there is a if you go to Nomunication has a Japanese whiskey real or fake guide that can kind of tell you whether or not
It's
something
real or not.
is a real Japanese whiskey, a world whiskey, or a full-on fake Japanese whiskey. And so what I wanted to see is this company is called, let's look this up. Oh, here, let me I'll do a link directly to y'all in the chat here with the actual just PNG link so y'all can kind of look at it. I did it in that
Jesus Christ, that's tiny.
you can zoom in. It's
Yeah,
pretty
I
high
know I
quality. It's
can,
pretty
but
high
what
quality.
what if I should, you know?
Yeah. I sent it to y'all. I didn't have a chat open. I didn't have a chat open. I'm sorry.
Holy moly. Are you gonna go ahead and share your screen? Words. There it is.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
would. It's definitely a little bit. The chat was
World
neglected.
whiskey. What does a
According
world
to
whiskey
that.
mean?
World whiskey means that usually they're importing something from Japan, or like they're getting wood sourced from Japan, or they're getting something off of the still in Japan and then importing it and aging it elsewhere.
Sochu labeled as whiskey. That's hilarious.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Because there isn't a
It's at the bottom.
world body that actually determines whether or not you can call it a Japanese whiskey. Like nobody's going in and saying you can't call it a Japanese whiskey. Because of that, there are all these brands that are just flat out faking it, not actually Japanese. So what I wanted to see is, can we find this brand?
It's not on here.
What do you mean? Yes. So the left is the distillery, the middle is the name of the actual whiskey or spirit, because not all of these are even whiskeys, but they're called Japanese whiskeys. And the right determines what it is, whether or not it's a Japanese whiskey, a world whiskey, or a fake Japanese whiskey, or
I don't see
shochu
it.
labeled as whiskey. And so this is the problem. This list was last updated in 2023. This company
Yeah.
might be newer than that.
I
And
have a
don't
feeling
know.
it is. Because I don't see sek, I don't see satohiki. Satoshiki. Satoshiki. I don't see satoshiki at all.
Let's see. Let's see if we can look it up. Oh, it's made at the okay. This is good. Google says that it is made at the Sato Distillery in Japan.
Sato.
Do we see Sato Distillery
No,
in this
Sato is
list?
not on here.
So let me look up Sato Distillery because I know nothing about it. Apparently, it's on the Horikawa River, and the water is sourced from Japan. Yeah, they're an old brand. I wonder why they're not on this
Why are they
list.
not on here then?
It could be. I just
Could be a
remembered
bad route.
seeing this list from back in the day. I don't know the efficacy of it.
Why? Oh God, what is this?
That is weird.
Oh
That
no,
is a weird.
so what it says is Yamazaki Distillery makes hibiki. They also make Ao, which is the blue, and they make oh, what the hell is this?
Dude, I'm telling you, yeah, it's
Bro,
okay.
no, there's no color coding of a line at all.
Yeah, no, it's a
Okay, I
terrible
was
chart.
trying to
Terrible
actually
chart.
explain, and then it
No.
actually shat the bed.
So let's see.
Oh, my stream is totally not keeping up. My bad.
It would have fixed that issue. Yeah.
You mean Ow? Ow.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. Chat neglected.
That was because he linked, tried to do a link in chat, and even though he's one of the moderators, it
was like, no.
That's because you can always see your own links because you can't see what was neglected by your own bots. Yeah, I've linked stuff in chat, and like Nikov wasn't able to see it, for example, and vice versa. But he could see his own links, and I could see my own links.
Hmm.
It's very weird. Well, it does look like there is some legitimacy to this. We might have a real Japanese whiskey on our hand. It is from the Sato Distilling Company. Looks like they're in Japan. You'd have to go in. Oh, nice.
Nice.
It does look like everything was kind of sourced locally. So let's try this. I am always excited for Japanese whiskey. I don't know what type of wood they use, but I absolutely love the Mizuno oak barrels that are very typical of Japan.
Misuno. Not Suno. Misuno. Yeah, it's Misuno.
Mizuno.
Shut up.
No.
No.
Zuno. It is. So this is actually something I really love about Japanese whiskeys. They are always very fragrant. Fragrant.
We'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna put the podcast. I'll be right back. No. Okay. Oh my god.
But yeah, it's like really. It has a really poignant smell. It's very.
It is very
like, straightforward. Yeah. It's very woody, and I tend to find it has that Mizuno oak smell right off the nose.
It's very floral. Really?
So I see what you're saying, and I think it's the Mizuno oak that they use has a very distinct smell, and I am pretty sure that I'm smelling it here. Let me look up if they're using Mizuno oak.
There's some nut in there.
Ooh.
There was no nut in the chicken cock.
Let's see. Discover their collection.
You said that. That was you said that. You said
this
that.
Is the single grain whiskey, by the way, not the single malt whiskey. Oh, and interesting. They have 3 barrels listed.
3 barrels? What do you mean? Like there's 3
they're
possible
using
sources.
their white oak. I think they did finishing.
So they finished inside of a white oak barrel?
No. They finished. It looks like they aged it primarily in a white oak, which is the Mizuno white oak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a Spanish oak, and then they finished it in cherry casks, is what it looks like.
Why did it jump so many barrels?
I don't know.
I mean, it's like
I can see that. Yeah. I get a little bit of the honey too.
I can see the honey.
Nice.
Technique.
Trademarked, by the way. Don't steal it.
No, that was me, dude.
That was not me.
It was me, dude. Yep. Apparently I do now.
Cheers, guys, to episode 44.
She's a very light one. She's very blonde.
Yeah. So Japanese whiskey's always very gold and like honey colored.
And
I get so much of the white oak. Ooh, I do get the caramel. Yeah, I get like this smooth vanilla honey mixture of sweetness with a lot of the white oak.
that's pleasant.
A lot of the honey on the tail end. You know what it is though? It's not like the honey liquid. It's honeycomb. Like if
this
actually
thing
get the honey with the comb in it and you eat some of the comb.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. There's like almost like a lavender aftertaste to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what honeycomb does. Honeycomb, when you eat it, it has that that enzyme in it that like causes the little tingling.
Mm. Okay.
But yeah,
So I was totally expecting this to hit me like most young whiskeys do, with a healthy amount of uh bitter aftertaste. And I am very surprised with the level of mellow tail this has. Like there's not a lot trying to like come after me at the end of this.
yeah,
And
no,
it
it really
smells
kind
better
of
right
just
now.
has that. And I mean, the flavor really just brings out honeycomb notes. It's
Mm-hmm.
not super sweet like honey, but it's got this creamy vanilla caramel honeycomb note to it.
For
And then the
sure.
undernotes of just that Mizuno white oak flavor. And funnily enough, I think the sherry really isn't present in a sherry
Mm-mm.
way. It's present in a vanilla, like a creamy, it adds like a creamy sweetness to it, which is, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh. Oh shit.
Oh, yeah. I'm in.
I mean, I really don't have much, but okay, sure. Um, wow. uh, so stupid. I hate it here.
Is it already hot?
The
What's the temp
winter
there now?
lasted literally like 2
2 days.
weeks. Like not even. Like
Peace.
yeah. Yeah. And then like what temperature is it right now? It is probably like around like 80s, maybe 70 something. It's 76 degrees right now. Yeah, and the
That's
lowest it'll
crazy.
get is probably what is it, 68 tonight, and that's it. Winter's done. My mom says that I should watch my mouth because Texas winter always leaves and then comes back, and then like comes back harder. But I have a feeling that was all we're gonna get, and it was really short. Like I was very surprised with how short it was. Literally, we had snow for like 2 3 days, and then immediately after the weather started like switching back. Like it immediately started getting warmer. So weather's okay. I worked over this weekend, so I'm a little tired. Yeah,
Now, you don't have to go into like super details, but did you work like, was it that you were scheduled to work? Was it that crap, I got to go do all this
crunch
nonsense they're
happened.
making me doing?
Crunch happened.
It gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crunch happened, and I had to go ahead and like and work over the weekend. I found
Yeah.
out um I have not allowed myself to recover from some very evident burnout, just like in general. So I've just been like coasting for the past like 8 months, trying to make things change when there's no go juice.
Yeah.
And I think it was last week as I was grinding away at trying to get a task done before the weekend, trying to not have to work over the weekend, that I was like, I think I'm burnt out because like I have no love for this, and I also have no energy to do anything else afterwards.
Yeah.
So what is it? Yeah, I after I developed these last two lessons, and then make enough of a dent into the next unit where I'm like at least 2 weeks out from my due date rather than being like 2 days out from my due date. um I'm probably gonna take like a 4 day weekend and just like try and not look at a screen and do something other than what I'm doing now, because it ain't working.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my week. Hate to be a downer.
No, I mean that yeah. That's the worst when like you have all of like this slow draw like just trudge through the mud type of deal and it always every little bit like slows it's a build up. And then you get to this point where you're just like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I did the what was it? I was trying to I realized that I was trying to do a lot before because I was already working the job at my old school and commuting back and forth from there. And then while I was there, I was studying, and then I would come home and I would study more. And then I switched to this job, and I tried to do the same thing, and my brain was like, absolutely not. Like
You
you're going to
can
have to pick one thing, and I'm shutting everything else down.
yeah, you can only do brain can only take so many bursts of things
Mm-hmm.
and be
Mm-hmm.
effective at it, you
Yeah.
know? And that's why it's all about just optimizing effective time in the best way you can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're going to get. You only get so much effective time during the day. And like, you can't just keep putting more in. Sometimes you have to have like sessions of decompression and back and forth. And
Well,
like,
I don't know if you know my family, but we don't know the definition of that. It is excellence at all costs. Well, actually, that's not fair. That's not fair.
hey, I'm going to
That's
do
more
as I
so. That's
say in
me.
this case.
That's
'Cause
me. That's me.
I'm with you too. I hit something, I hit it hard and I keep going.
Yeah.
I'm on that treadmill.
Ah! But yeah,
I
other than
feel
that,
you.
I've been okay. I need to while I'm on that topic, I did have a task that I wanted to finish today. I'm going to pre-order Monster Hunter Wilds today because I
Ooh, let's
realized
go.
that tariffs coming through might change the prices of video games.
That's
Apparently,
that's crazy.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense, but it's very. It's possibly from EA. Uh, all I remember is that I saw it and I was like, well, I was gonna go ahead and get this game anyway, and I really don't have anything else that's on the horizon that I'm gonna be trying to pick up. So I might as well pick it up now anyway because the game comes out on my birthday. I might as well get it out the way. Now I have to
Nice.
decide: am I putting it on the PS5 or am I putting it on my
Ugh.
PC? I think I'm putting it on my PC. It makes the most sense on my PC. Yeah, we're putting it on the PC. Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly would. I would be interested to see how effective this game runs on a Steam Deck. Mm-hmm. I believe
Yeah.
that
I'm worried about the optimization more than anything else
for sure.
because some
Yeah,
yeah. And I
that was another
honestly, if
thing.
I get a new graphics card before then, maybe I just won't get, you know, maybe the graphics card will be good enough to carry it through. But it all just depends on what the optimization is
Oh, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. February 6th. There's another beta test if you guys want to play
for
this Friday.
Wilds.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sorry,
this
no, this
Friday,
Thursday.
this Thursday. Ooh, I might install it just to see how it runs on my computer. Because if it runs terribly and I don't get a GPU before it comes out, then I won't really have a choice. I'll have to get it on PS5.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure because like man, I remember playing. No, I played this game on PC when it came out the first time with Wilds. I'm gonna stick to it because honestly, I feel like it's the one mode of playing that I know I can get to the most people that I know who play the game still. I used to have a group of friends who I used to play Monster Hunter with. Like, they pretty much got me into Monster Hunter, and is the reason why I have such positive memories of it. But I'm not sure if they're gonna play this one. Like, we haven't talked inside the group chat in like almost a year at this point. And yeah, huh? Yeah,
no,
I believe
well, oh
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
sick. Let's go. Okay, then I have no reason not to. So I guess I just have to buy the what's the difference between the deluxe and the premium deluxe?
Uh, Yeah, probably. I hope. We hope just cosmetic.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a safe bet and just get the deluxe edition, spend the $90 and be done with it.
Fair.
Okay. But yeah, that was my week. We tried to watch Severance on Friday and realized that we had already caught up. And then the weekend was just me working the entire time in between me going to work out. Episode 3 or episode 4? Episode 4 comes out this Friday. I thought episode 4 was last week, but it's this week. I did too. And I thought it was episode 4, but it's episode 3. And I didn't realize that we had watched episode 3 like either the night before as it was coming out. Like I guess it got released early or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. But I remember watching it earlier and I was like, okay, cool. We're caught up and we're ready to go ahead and start on the episode 4 because episode 3 closes on a banger. I won't say anything, obviously, because you haven't watched it, but yeah. But yeah. Continue to payment, place the payment, go ahead and just hit it. Go agree, give me the game. Take all my money. Can I install the content now? Can I pre-install? Does it let you pre-install? I doubt it. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
sometimes you have to like right click it and go to like the that little tab to get the beta install.
No, it said game not. I got deluxe. What's in the other? What are the other cosmetics?
I that makes
I'm
my
not.
soul
I'm.
sad.
I'm not. I'm not. I just can't. I can't. Dude, it's too much money. Like I'll pay $100 for the game already. I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
done.
I'm in for
I'm
the 70.
done.
That's
I'm
where
gonna
I'm
get
at.
the 80 and we're good. But yeah, I have no other notes. That's all I did for this week. No further
Nice.
questions.
No further questions. Weird animals. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you saw that. Yeah. So it was kind of the first weekend where you like volleyball was really a thing. So we went and obviously went to a volleyball group and we wanted to get some play in yesterday. So we went up to this park near us and we're playing volleyball. And we got like 6 or 7 nets set up. Everybody's kind of like playing, just going around, moving around, doing different teams. And out of nowhere, there's like a pack of alpacas and people just walking them down through the park. Just
In
herd.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Alpacas in Atlanta.
Like, yeah, in a park, just randomly. And so I think there are a lot of alpaca farmers near here where they buy alpacas and then of course they shear them and get all their wool and sell it for clothing because alpacas are actually price per like the cost benefit analysis, the ROI on alpacas is actually really good because their wool will pay itself. So usually an alpaca costs enough in how much you're paying year over year and the initial cost. At about 4 years, you are making almost pure bank off of alpacas. They almost pay for themselves. And so if you can keep and take care of alpacas past the 4-year mark, you're making a ton of money per alpaca, like a crazy amount. One of my friends was actually looking into it. And so she did all the calculations. Each alpaca nets you like a few hundred, like per shearing.
A few hundred what?
dollars.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the
Eric, I'm trying to
cost
get
of the
rich like fast.
no, no, no. You need to be able to do like a ton of alpaca.
It needs to be like 20 alpaca.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's what these
You need a
people they're doing.
herd of
Yeah, no, and that's
alpaca
what these people are doing. They're raising like 20 to 40 alpaca, and then on year
in
4,
Atlanta.
they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars off
In
of
Atlanta.
alpaca. Oh yeah, yeah.
In
There's at
Atlanta,
least
man.
3 separate ones that I know of that are alpaca, like specifically just alpaca farms. I'm gonna tell you right now, they live in good.
Absolutely. How much of that goes back to the upkeep of the alpaca?
Oh, it's
Because
like
you're paying 4 years of alpaca care. My cousin has an alpaca farm. I know about
oh.
this.
I don't know about that.
Of course, Nikov
So
has a
Nikov,
cousin who has an
your
alpaca
cousin
farm.
is an
He
alpaca
can't
farmer.
get rid of the
He
hair.
can't get rid of the hair.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh. Eric.
now,
What?
well, no. Here's the
What?
thing: the one that lives near my friend, uh, they have a whole company that only buys wool from them.
Oh, they have a deal. You
Yes,
got a buyer. Yeah,
yeah,
you have a
they have a
buyer.
buyer.
So he has all these alpacas, but he doesn't have a stake in the game, you know? He doesn't
Yeah,
he doesn't
you
have it
gotta
in
get
with
you
the
gotta have a
alpaca
buyer.
triads, you know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta let him know. So like him and Nikov can start living that alpaca lifestyle.
But yeah, they have a buyer and they shear them in the summers. I think 2 or 3 times throughout the summer, and then let it grow long for the winter. And they sell all of it
I don't
because
doubt it. I
because
don't
they
doubt it.
also get like the clothing from that company, and so my friend has like a lot of their clothing because they just give it out to their neighbors.
Wow.
Ban him! Get him out!
Ban
Oh,
him!
get him
Get
off the
him out of
ship!
here! Okay.
That was
She was immediate. Immediate. Disgusting creatures. Oh,
Hey, I'm just saying the
really?
few people that I've talked to that have done it are making bank off of it. Why they're making bank, I don't know, but they make bank. That's fair.
So are you saying like Nepo babies get alpaca farms? Oh. Mm-hmm.
The
They literally operate from just like a community standpoint where like farmers bind together with other farmers or what? Uh-huh. Oh yeah, you told us about this. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Mm. You become a farmer because you want to become a farmer. You don't become a farmer to make money being a farmer. Yeah, I got it. absolutely shafted. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm
And
just
even the super
disappointed.
profitable ones usually require so, and this is what I imagine for alpacas too, like the time cost investment of like making it that 4 years and buying all the alpacas. That cost investment is probably so high. And
Has to
like
be.
it's you're making a few $100s probably per shear, but all things considered, you have to have 50, 60 alpaca before that probably is enough to
And the
like
fee for
warrant
50,
the investment.
60 alpaca in a month.
That's
Oh,
true.
too
That's
much.
true because it's not a food resource.
Mm. And that becomes the fad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
God, that's so
Hey,
messed up.
it's in right now, but it might not be in forever.
That's so messed up.
And it's just
Why you
like
gotta do
the
those
the
alpacas
craziest
like
one
that?
for me is always when I read, I think it was about the guy, he was somewhere on the West Coast. Um he invested like $1.2 million into getting wasabi to grow in the States
I do
because
remember that.
importing
Yeah.
it from
Yeah.
Japan
And he
was
was
so
making
expensive.
crazy money now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it is the most lucrative per pound product, I think,
In
that
America.
you can grow in
Mm-hmm.
America.
Mm-hmm.
But
You have
he
to get
had
it to
to
grow.
spend $1 million+ to get it started.
Yeah. And he's
And
probably
like,
spending millions more to go ahead and keep it going. Because
yeah,
that's
but his net profit per pound is still so insane that it's like ridiculous. I think it's like 150, $200 or something like that per kilogram or something. Like it's an insane amount of
I
profit on
wonder how much
that
wasabi actually
product.
grows from per yield though, you know?
Oh, he gets a ton.
And it does not go well.
Oh, it's the hardest plant to. Yeah, I
Anthony,
don't
we
know
both
about
we
Clarkson Farm.
Anthony, we all know that it
Yeah,
doesn't go
I don't know
well.
about
There's
Clarkson
information
Farm,
going on.
but it is the hardest plant to grow in the America climate for sure,
America's climate.
which is why it's so expensive. So
Well, I mean, like we have a pretty wide biome. Is it specifically in certain areas where it
it
doesn't grow
has to
well?
do. It has to do.
Soil
It's
pH?
we're talking like 6 years since I've seen this documentary, but like yeah, it has to do with like soil stuff and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Is it sun sensitive?
Oh yeah, it's
I mean, is it
possible to
sun
grow, just
sensitive?
very hard. Um,
Mm.
let's see.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. That's why so many of them go into the alcohol business now because if they're doing like wheats, rye, barley, because they're like, why are we selling this for such a low price to alcohol consumers when we can just turn it into alcohol ourselves and sell the alcohol for a much higher profit per yield? Like, yep, 100%. Because that's and they have to deal with all the regulations and everything else because the regulation
Bless you.
tape literally exists to push farmers like that out of the market because big alcohol doesn't want them to start their own alcohol because they
Mm-hmm.
want to keep in charge. They want to be getting that stock.
Makes sense. People who have money want to keep money.
Yeah.
All right, what are our ratings for this whiskey there, boys? Mm-hmm. Before I start wetting my whistle on
Was
the
that your rating? Wait. Was that the rating? Was it simmering, or were you simmering in thought? Like, what was the?
Go ahead, keep badgering him though. You see, you started. You have to keep going.
I see.
You
I see.
have to
I
like
see.
you have to hit a flow, and you have
Was
to
it
just
like?
keep going. Like what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna go. See there,
Wait.
right
What was
there.
it? Was it?
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I
42%
know what I thought.
is
Something 43%.
mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. You really did that. Five out of 10. Okay.
Nice.
Is it a daily
Would
drinker?
you daily drink this?
Sure.
Nice.
No, it's too
And what
wishy-washy.
would you pay
I don't
for it?
trust you. Every day. Hmm.
So what would you pay to make this a daily drinker?
Hmm. Uh, mhm. For
Okay.
sure. For sure.
Yeah, what would okay. Okay. Nat, what do you think? What's your rating?
Um, feelings on it. I was expecting this to be a lot more muted when I first smelled it because I've had experiences with Japanese whiskey where I'm like, it tastes like rice wine. Like it's either too sweet or it's too bitter, and it's just there's nothing. It hasn't hit that harmonious note that they keep bringing up when they speak of Japanese whiskey. It's always like this harmonious existence of the spirit of alcohol with the floral notes of the environment and the I don't know, the foodstuffs that the culture would imbibe with while around that environment. And I didn't get that from Japanese whiskey until today.
Mm, nice.
So, yes, this is the first one that we've had that has not like tried to like send us too far into the florals or too
That's
far into the whiskey taste. This sits
right in the middle.
straight in
Yeah.
the middle, which is a special thing. Like I'm finding now that being able to
To
not do
stay on the
something
balance beam
to stay
there.
on the balance beam
Yeah.
is like a big thing. So I'm going to give this a 7
Oh, there we
because
go. There we go.
I think that more whiskeys like this are going to follow this trend.
So
I
I'm just
think.
taking a stab at this. Yes on the daily drinker.
Oh yeah, yeah. I daily drink this for sure, for sure.
Nice.
Um,
What would you pay
it's
for it?
almost like a. It's almost. One last note before I give you the money.
Okay, okay.
The money. It's like drinking a tea, but like not. Yeah, it's
I can
like
see that.
drinking a tea, but like one that makes you want to experience more than just like the actual drinking of warm water. It's like the warm water. It's the whole like putting you in a position during a certain time of day. It's putting you in a memory, whatever it is. It's evoking something, and I think that's a special amount of work that they've put into this. So I'm gonna give it a 7. I'd pay $100 for this,
Okay. Okay. I like it.
and I would probably hold on to it. I would say it's a daily drinker. I would not make it into a daily drinker. I would like bring it out
I
for
see.
people who are like, hey, it's a rainy day outside, and like something has happened in your life, and it's just like, hey, have this, sit down, chill, read a book, do whatever it is that you need to do to like kind of recenter, and then have like a moment of, I don't know, some form of like out of mind thinking. Like you're not thinking about what's going on. You're thinking about where this is taking you.
Gotcha. Yeah. Man, I'm on a very similar page. This is just a very pleasant little whiskey. The honeycomb note is very unique across whiskeys. You don't often get that type of flavor going. And like Anthony said, it's very consistent, very consistent. Just across the board while we were sipping and talking, it never really changed its flavor. It always hit the same, it always lasted the same. It didn't become bitter, it didn't become too sweet. It kind of just stayed in this nice middle enjoyable area. I I really have to agree. This is kind of a I want to say this is a man. I'm going for the half. This is like a solid 5.5 for me.
Okay.
Solid 5.5, and I would totally daily drink this. And the part that really just puts the the cherry on the milkshake here is I can get this at a local Total Wine for like $42.
Sick. Let's go.
Yeah, this is it looks like you yeah. Yeah. Well, I knew no, but
Hold
you
on.
got to remember,
Hold
I
on
knew
now.
you didn't want it. I knew
Hold
you
on
didn't
now.
want it. 100%. I can't let this go to waste. Oh, I can put back some of those cherries. Hey, here we go.
Disgusting. Cherry is cherry is disgusting. Just putting that out there, man.
Oh, yeah,
Like with the pit in it and everything.
yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cherries that show up in our day to day, not one that you sought out and went to like a Japanese market or some kind of farmer's market to go ahead and get. Taste like sin and death.
Oh, I love
It's
them.
disgusting.
I want all of them in my body. And that's exactly what makes them so
Ew.
scrumptious.
Ew. That's the reason why you have issues sleeping. That's the reason right there.
I want all
You
of
eat
the
cherries.
red color food coloring. Let's go.
Oh my god. I bet they're freaking black and they just fill it with whatever it is that they need, and they have it sit in the fridge so it permeates.
I actually do not know the I am sure it's not good, but I do. I know they soak it in syrup a long time. But yeah, so
I'm just not a sweet thing
like,
anymore, guys.
I am.
It's like I can't go on. I can't get on this boat with you, Mr.
Yes.
Frodo.
I can't carry it for you. But
And I can't
carry
No,
you.
you can't carry me either. You can't carry me either. Oh god. No. But what were you saying?
This is a super pleasant whiskey. I think just across the board, it has Japanese white flavors. if you like Japanese whiskeys, you're really going to like this. But I also think it has this wonderful introduction to whiskeys with it. It has a lot of dynamic flavor to it. It's not too hot, it's not too sweet. It's got really recognizable flavors, I feel. Like somebody can pick this up and kind of feel these flavors out and not be overwhelmed by the acetone. They can like pick things out. This is a great first bottle of a collector's whiskey,
For sure.
in my opinion.
For
This
sure.
is that one where like somebody's like, man, I've really been getting into whiskey. I'd pull this out and be like, oh, you gotta try this.
You'll
one.
probably like this.
This
Yeah.
is approachable. It's good. It's solid. And it just has all of these different elements to it that make it really, really nice. So this is just a solid buy. I'm pleasantly now Japanese whiskeys I tend to like in general, but this is just a very pleasant Japanese whiskey. We looked it up for anybody who's joining late. We do think this is an actual Japanese whiskey. The Sato Shiki, the Sato Distillery is right next to the Horikawa River in Japan, and they source their water right there at that river, deep below, like deep below the surface. They use like the groundwater there. It's in the Miyazaki Prefecture, and they've been around since 1905. So it looks like this is a very reputable distillery coming out of Japan with some really, really good product. So at an affordable price for a Japanese whiskey, this doesn't seem to have been hit like Yamazaki and Nika have, where the prices are astronomical. Suntory, Hibiki, Yamazaki, and Nika all have these really high price tags to them now. And they're great whiskeys, but this is sitting at a very, very nice price range, and it's punching well above its weight. Heavily recommend.
Sorry guys, I had to fix my tree.
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't do anything to the tree. It's doing very well actually.
oh, nice. He's just testing the soil.
Yeah, it's a Chinese money. Well, hold on,
Chinese
find
money
out.
money tree.
Yeah, it's a Chinese money tree.
Nice.
So but no, I had to prune her. She lost a. She started a frond. I don't think it took off. The sweet lamb.
The sweet lamb. So my guys, what have you all been playing this week?
You know what I've been playing.
I do know what you have been playing.
How
But
dare you?
enlighten the audience to what you're playing. Indulge in your inner self and explain your love for a genre.
Okay. So I started watching Eric play this game last week. The week before? Anthony, was it the week before?
I think it was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week.
2 weeks ago. Yeah,
Was it
so
2
I
weeks
picked
ago?
I picked up Path of Exile 2 like 2 weeks ago because I know Anthony was talking about it on the last podcast and how I was like, "No, I started it on Friday." And you were like, "No, you didn't."
You liar.
You lied. So I picked up the game and I think I just hit the point where I'm starting to like understand that the game is asking you to like investigate how it works. And if you don't investigate it, there's a very rudimentary way to approach it that still works but is not as effective. Case in point, I'm playing a mercenary.
Okay.
And the mercenary has a ammo based mechanic where you load a crossbow set of crossbow ammunition into your crossbow, and it has some form of affectation: fire, bolts, ice, electricity, so on and so forth. And originally I was just like taking the strongest weapon that type that they had, which was like this high velocity round, and it shoots pretty much like a rail gun. And then just put a bunch of affixes on it and try to like run that, and that worked for some time because it just had like high damage. But then I started thinking, I was like, I know they have another weapon functionality to this entire game. So why is it that I'm not using another weapon? I'm just using my crossbow. So I looked into it and I was like, okay, so The ranger is the other range class using a bow. So I decided to look into those abilities by playing the class, and I saw an ability, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I can use that on my mercenary. And so I went back to my mercenary, and I dropped this. I found a bow and a quiver because I've been picking up just random stuff, just trying to like build a ranger on my own. I threw it onto the merc, and then I put skill gems into the ability, and put it on the hotbar. Just went into like a random mob at my level, and just like dropped it, and then used the skill that I thought would work on it, and it blew the shit up. It just like completely nuked everything that I was dealing with. So kudos for the game giving me like that investigative like, yeah, did you use the weapon set passes? No, I have not. So like I know that there's layers to this.
Dude, that
I
is
know
what I
that there's
love
layers to it.
about Path of Exile too, man. That
Yeah.
is what I love. They really did such a wonderful job of guiding you down a path that works and can take you through this entire experience with little to no friction.
Mm-hmm.
But they kept all of the complexity there for the people who are interested in it.
Because I'll
And
tell
if
you,
you
yeah,
go
man.
searching for it, it has these feel good moments where you're really not losing anything out by not doing this thing.
But you
If
are.
you find them,
But you
yeah,
are.
but like from an experience perspective, it really doesn't. Like if you were to play the whole game not knowing that, you wouldn't feel bad about the experience. It's just that finding it gives you these exploration, feel good pop off moments that add more excitement to the game.
Yeah.
And so it's just like an onion or a like something that you just peel away at the surface, and it
An
just gets
everlasting
more and
gobstopper there,
more
bud.
layers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I have not. Nikoff, I have not used them yet. So I know that there's layers to it. I know that like once I get into it, I'm sure that there's some stuff that goes along with that. Right now I'm just trying to increase the amount of I had to respec, obviously, because I was like, wait, so I'm not looking for range damage. I just want to freaking cause this reaction to absolutely nuke things. So I'm trying to put as much electric damage into my passives as possible at this point. So I looked into it. I traced some lines to see where I could get to the most electricity damage with the points that I had. So I ran that down, and then my goal is to go ahead and get as much of that as possible, do the ascendancy quest, and then reassess. Because I've also been told that I'm supposed to be playing a gemling rather than a witch hunter. Because the entire time I'm like, dude, I'm doing witch hunter. It sounds like something I would do, and I think bounty hunting is pretty dope anyway. So I like the fantasy of being like, yeah, I'm just gonna go out and fucking hunt witches or whatever. Not for the fact that I'm hunting witches, but like I'm out hunt. It's like Witcher stuff. Anyway, but I was told by Nikoff, gemling mercenary is absolutely broken, and I don't know why yet. So I'm just gonna find out.
Yeah. It is thing, but I do want to say, like, Nikoff's saying it in chat right now.
Dude, witch hunter is fine, dude. What the fuck? It's just strong.
they're like, really, Path of Exile 2 is so much better in the sense that you can almost choose any of these pathways and it'll get you where you're going. And you can have fun with the game. Like the creativity around it and the build diversity and all of these different options. I'm going to tell you right now, if you go onto any build site, which I don't recommend playing this game with a build. I don't personally enjoy that, but I don't knock anybody who does, because some people just want to play the game and not worry about the build, and that's fine. But if you go to any of these build sites, you're going to see hundreds of different unique builds that all have videos of somebody beating like the hardest content in the game with it.
Yeah.
You can do any of it. I'm not saying it's all 100% viable, but like, if you want to play Witch Hunter, you're going to play Witch Hunter and have a lot of fun. And if you want to play Gimli, you're going to have a lot of fun. If you want to play a monk who casts only fire spells with intelligence, I am sure you can do it.
Will it be effective? You'll probably
It's
figure it out.
it's not going to be the most effective, probably, but I guarantee you can beat the content with it
Mm.
and have fun. And that's what Path of Exile 2 does so well, is
Yeah.
you can go ride the bike and just have fun.
You know what this reminds me of? And this will be my kind of like, what is it? I haven't been playing anything else. So like I don't have the brain space for it. So like this will be my last little like thing, but like oh no, I have one other thing. I'll speak to it. I'm reading a book that's so have you ever heard of cultivation novels?
Cultivation novel. It sounds so
Okay, then
familiar.
don't look up anything. Have you ever
Okay.
watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yes.
That's a cultivation novel
Okay.
in the sense that like the characters within it aspire to a Tao, which is
Got you.
like a God, I don't know what the actual definition of the Tao is, but the series is based on people. It's like the original like power scaling novel or something like that for I believe China. I'm not sure, but cultivation is based around this idea of you attain levels of enlightenment and manifestations of chi up until godhood. And if you are a cultivator, that's your entire lifestyle.
This
And like
is
you join a sect, and that sect works together with you to go ahead and get you to build you up because they see possibility in you. But that entire Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon thing, House of the Flying Daggers, those are all kind of inspired by cultivation style stories,
Did you ever
or maybe
read
the other way around, or the other way around.
Did you ever read the Soul Land mangas?
Soul Land.
There's
No.
like 6 of them now.
No.
They're one of the most popular mangas out of China. When you were saying all this, I was like, "Oh my gosh."
It's the same thing,
Soul
probably.
Land is a cultivation manga,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. So
100%.
all that to say, there's an audiobook on Audible right now. And it's called 1,000 Li, and it's narrated by Travis Baldry, who's the GOAT. I don't care what anybody says about who you have that you listen to all the time. Him, Bronson Pinchot, and Kate Redding, and who's her partner? Kate Redding and
Kate Redding and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, come on.
anyway,
Brian.
and the other dude can get it. I don't care what it is. Like if they're on a project, I'm listening to it. But if you have time and you're just willing to like listen to some stuff in the background, I've been listening to that while working, and it's just been like very pleasant because you don't really have to pay attention. But when the kung fu starts popping off, you're like, okay, this is fun. So just heads up, cultivation stuff. It's pretty cool. All that. Oh, and also, all of this talk about discovering like different ways to play reminds me of a time when Nikov showed up in a raid with like the most slapdash set of gear to Karazhan and top DPS. So I understand that this game is supposed to be an investigation almost, which I'm okay with. I usually say I don't want to study for a game, but I will study for this game. End talk. Well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Dun-dun. Oh my gosh, we think of the same memory. It's ingrained into our brain. It's so vivid in my memory. One time,
Sorry, Nico.
It is one of the most unique, interesting, undisputable memories of my life.
One little phone call.
100%. You know it's unique when we can just talk about the idea and you
And
know
you're like,
exactly what
dude, it was
memory
just
it
one
is.
phone call. Come on, guys. Don't make it too big of a deal. I'm just out here trying to live my life.
One little phone call can change your life. Let it go. Don't go here.
Oh my god.
So good. Anthony, what have you been playing this week?
Wow.
That's fair.
Nice. Yep. Yep. Yeah, the Ice Nova. No, no,
Yeah.
the Ice Bomb. Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you put it onto your secondary set as a
Yeah. I will
okay.
say the shield is often really good for mages too, because the shield charge can actually get you out of some tight spots.
Before you get teleport. Yeah.
So once you get to the second one, once you get to the second one, you'll get the shield charge,
Yeah.
like the second skill gem levels. So good? Nice. Yeah. That's exciting because that's probably going to be one of my travel games for sure.
Just oh,
But
one thing I need to let you guys know of. It got fixed because an update literally dropped immediately after. But I have to let you know, be very careful when you are trying new builds and you go into sub rooms on a map. Reason being,
okay.
I tried this new build and I went into a map and I was like, oh, I see a treasure chest that's still on this map. Let me go ahead and just like test out, get the kinks out of this thing, and then also get something at the same time. Two birds, one stone. I go into the sub room and Path of Exile crashes.
So I've been getting a lot of Path of Exile crashes on loading screens too. I've noticed that as well. I actually was getting a bug where it was actually crashing my whole computer. And I figured
Yes.
out what's
Yeah.
what's happening, which if any Path of Exile devs watch this, they might already know this issue exists. But what it looks like is happening is that during the loading screen, it is filling up page files to a significant degree. And essentially, page files are like these local temporary files that get created to store different things.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's loading, it's creating a bunch of page files. If your computer isn't set to have enough memory for that page file to store those page files, there's no graceful failure. So it's actually just crashing the game. For me, it was because I didn't have enough page files, it actually was crashing the computer. But it looks like it's just getting stuck in a loop where it's trying to create page files. And after a certain amount of time, the game just crashes with an error. But it'll fill up a lot of your page files before that happens.
Uh-huh.
So that is likely what just a thing that's occurring that is a bug. And
That's not what happened, Eric. You didn't let me finish.
go.
You just went off on your own tangent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Continue.
Anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying?
It was crashing when you were going into
Right,
sub level.
right. That's exactly what I said. Yes, Eric, thank you. Yes, of course. Yes. Went to the sub room, crashed. Tried to boot into the character again because I was figured it's a crash. It'll be fine. I'll just go ahead and load it again. Crashes again. I try to boot. Maybe it's just like that's maybe for some reason wherever I'm loading in, I have to go ahead and load textures onto another map to go ahead and give the system time to acclimate. I don't know. I load into another character, loads fine. Log out, try and jump into this character, crashes again. I do this for a good 15 minutes, trying all the little solutions that I find on the internet, changing it to Vulkan, turning off multi-threading, changing the graphic resolution, changing the screen, changing the actual graphic engine, all sorts of stuff. Nothing works. So my character is bricked for a good hour and a half.
Holy crap.
And I'm like, I'm done. I'm not playing Path of Exile 2 anymore because literally
Oh.
this is my highest level character. I have no inclination to do any other character at the moment. This is the character that I want to play, and you guys are pretty much telling me no.
Yeah, that sucks. That's the worst.
Yeah, yeah, heard about that.
That's funny.
I talked to Tony about that yesterday. He was like, "Dude, in the next 5 years, that game's gonna be incredible. But in the meantime, it just wants to punch me in the nuts like all the time." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I've been trying to play that game for 2 years, and no matter what happens, it kicks my dick in." I, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, uh-huh. That's a problem. Diminishing returns on the button pressing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Don't spam click outside of Star Citizen. Nope. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Figure stuff out. You've literally killed the server, bro. Bro. Free fly. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. How long did you have to wait? Mm, okay. then you would have lost all your money. Ah, maximize. Mm-hmm. Heard. No, you're fine. You're okay. You're okay. All good. Um, there it is.
He'll show
Eric, what
you.
did you play?
Well, yeah, I have mainly. It's been mainly two games. One was the Path of Exile 2, which follow along my journey on that. I have officially beaten the main campaign, and so I've switched to my hardcore character, and I am going to create the Flame Titan, who is a Titan warrior that only has energy shield and casts fire magic. And I'm going to take that through hardcore. And I got almost through the first act and I have died once. So now I'm refarming the unique that I need to make this work. And all that is in my YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Once it dies, you have to start over. So I had to start over my character. Essentially to do the build, you need an item that drops in the first act off of bosses and unique mobs. And the easiest way to get it is to actually farm the first boss in the first area.
Okay.
And
the worm.
No, the one right after that. No. The witch in the first area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is the easiest one to farm because she's close to the
entrance
door in the map.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually like redo her really quickly. And that's the quickest way to do it. So I have killed her in total around 380 times. And and I've gotten it once, and then my character died. So now I gotta get it again. So I'm working on that in the off time. And since then, the big game. Are you okay, Nat?
No. Continue.
So now I have been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. So I finally tried it out.
Garbage.
And you're
a garbage creature. You're an absolute garbage piece of poop. Man, you're the reason why we're gonna have a 50 billion freaking global agenda games from every single freaking AAA developer for the next 5 to 15 years. You're the reason.
But here's where I'm going with this.
You're the reason.
Back in the day, I played Global Agenda. If you don't know what Global Agenda is, look it up. It was one of my favorite games. I have like 4,500 hours in this game when it was live. I played the crap out of that game. And I loved it. I loved the mechanics. I loved how it worked. It was one of my favorite games. So, yeah, Global Agenda. And then Hi-Rez killed it. Literally turned off the servers. Overnight. Crazy experience. It sucks so bad. I hated it. And we didn't get anything that was anywhere close to... You gotta get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Ban him.
Disgusting.
I got it. We're all mods. So... I played Global Agenda, and then once that was gone, I really did have like this itch to play that style of game that I never really got to experience again. And I kept looking for this third-person shooter, ability shooter type of deal. And then Blizzard came out and said, we're doing Overwatch. And I was beyond excited. They were like, we're going to have PvE. We're going to have PvP. I was like, they're literally doing Global Agenda. I am so excited. So I went and I played the crap out of Overwatch. And so I was like, let's go. In Overwatch, when it initially came out, there were a few problems, but I saw promise. And I was like, this is going to be amazing. And then they just kept making it worse and kept making it worse and kept making it worse until Overwatch 2 is a nightmare shadow of what Overwatch could have been. I know. I know. It's madness. It's madness. And so when Marvel Rivals came out, I actually had like some internal disdain for the game. Like, I actually actively was like, I'm not getting roped into this style of game again. And then more and more different people kept bringing it up. One person would bring it up and was like, dude, I started playing this. It was so fun. So fun. And then another person would be like, oh my gosh, this was so fun. And then I'm in a work meeting and someone brings it up and they're like, oh my gosh, this was so fun. And then, yeah. I was about to say, I can tell you off stream. I can tell you off stream. Yeah. But then I go in and we were doing a night with Jason and Nikov and all these things. And Jason was like, dude, I've been doing a lot of Marvel Rivals. And we didn't want to go without Nat. We were like, oh, Nat left. We don't want to progress without him. So we were like, let's just leave our characters and we'll come back when Nat's back on. I was like, cool, I'm totally down for that. And I was like, I've been wanting, like, everybody keeps bringing it up.
You would dare blame my absence on this debauchery.
No. So Jason starts talking to me. And Jason's like, I trust him in a lot of games. And he's like, dude, I loved Overwatch. I hated what it became. I hated what they ended up with. And he started telling me all these things that were like, oh no, this is how they do it different. And this is how they fix that. And this is how they do that. So essentially, what I think really changes the game for this is the map design sets up these situations that are not as turtley as the initial game. For me, I didn't really like the turtle situation. There's much more tactics and differences between the different types of play styles. And there are subclasses within how they work and how the strategy works that I feel just outclasses what Overwatch does entirely. And a lot of the characters aren't as, dude, they're fine.
Yeah,
Ash.
talk about
They're
the characters'
fine.
butts.
Hey, the jiggle physics on point.
Are you sure? Because from what I've seen, the jiggle physics are non-existent.
No, dude, they're primo. They're primo. They like you move one step and it's like like you get the whole thing. I mean, that's true. That's true. I look, Nikov's even saying it better. Hey. So that was Overwatch. That was
yeah,
Tracer.
they definitely flattened out Tracer after the first influx of Rule 34 came through.
Oof.
For sure. For sure. It didn't stop them, but
the other thing that they do really well is that they make it so that a lot of the characters in Overwatch that create these like huge stalemates of boring interactions, that just doesn't happen in Marvel Rivals as much. The interactions are always interesting, even if you're in a stalemate. It's like constant back and forth and like tactics and people moving around and having to change movement. And the way that the maps and stuff are set up requires that. Like if you're playing defensive, you can't just like turtle there. You actually have to like move around and keep doing tactics. Otherwise, the offense just pushing through will just push through and vice versa. And so it feels more dynamic. There aren't as many characters like Torbjorn or Bastion that kind of just like set up in one spot. Like that just doesn't exist. Like every character has to stay mobile. They have to stay moving. They have to constantly be flanking and thinking about where their other players are. It is just a much more tactical experience. The time to kill is in a much sweeter spot. It's not low, but it's not crazy spongy like Overwatch is in a lot of cases too. It's like this really nice sweet spot, and it's just close. It's close to everything that we've wanted from this style of game. And there are places where they can improve, but their developers are every like week or two, they're releasing stuff and changing it and talking about how they want to do better for certain things. And they're constantly releasing updates. Like their developers are more active than Blizzard has been in the 4 years Overwatch has come out. They've been more active in the past 2 months from looking at their posts.
I believe it.
So like, it's just, I was also a disbeliever and a skeptic a month and a half ago. And after playing it and trying it out, I am tentatively just really excited. And it's just really fun right now.
Because you are weak.
Hey, maybe.
You are weak and you have been convinced by Jason.
Maybe. Hey, Jason's a good salesman. I don't know what
Jason is a great salesman.
Hey.
But you must be wise to his games, his wiles, his abilities are stronger than our own. You must be vigilant constantly.
And so very soon I'm starting a video series on YouTube of Zero to Hero.
What a good guy.
And my Zero to Hero series will be me starting at nothing and getting up to Grandmaster with Jason. So let's go. Let's get it.
Disgusting. Absolutely not. You think you're so cool. You think you're so cool with your stupid game.
Hey, honestly, I've just been having so much fun with it. It is just an extremely fun to play game. The matches are nice.
They literally made her cakes so big. Oh my god. That's so absurd. It's so absurd.
They're comic book characters. We know who the audience that they're going for.
I understand what you're saying, right? I get what you're saying.
Hey, they beefed up the guys too. I mean, look at
the thing is, dude,
look at Mr. Fantastic.
Know.
Mr. Fantastic doesn't look like this.
He does now. I mean, obviously.
I mean, in this game he does, but
yeah. Bro.
I mean,
so here's where what I'm gonna say. We were almost free from the global agenda games, with people putting a ton of money and a ton of development into these kind of live, what are they called? Sugar honey iced tea. Arena shooters, pretty much. And we almost got to a point where these style of games were not popular. And I have never once had a positive experience with these style of games. Not once. So I'm a skeptic. I understand that I am the minority for this kind of style of game. That being said,
I disagree with that one statement. I do not think you're in the minority, and I also think that everybody should be skeptical of this type of game, because I think it is so easy to have it be just absolutely predatory in its monetization schemes, how they design the matchmaking, and how the play experience is designed. Like, I think you're right to be skeptical, just to put that out there. And I don't think you're in the minority there.
Fair. All I gotta say is, like, it's an interest, like, there is not enough of this game for me to say that I should give more than a cursory glance to anything that goes on. The only reason why I say that is because I've watched a few videos of, like, just people kind of breaking down the way that the game works. And I've seen the mechanics that they've added to go ahead and combat some of what makes it less of an Overwatch situation and more of a league of its own. And I get that. Like, the whole idea of having, like, supports actually really being super strong so that you have these kind of long combats, not like stalemates, but actual, like, engagement with the other team, which is very interesting. That being said, watching it, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna have fun with that. I know yeah. Garbage.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah. Is that Namor? Is that Namor in the background?
Yeah, Namor's in the game.
Storm's in this game?
Yeah, Storm. They
Storm is a playable
now
character in this
they
game right
have
now.
more playable characters than Overwatch does in the first 2 months.
Yeah, look. I understand that there's characters who are in this game. Of all the clips that I've seen of this game, and I've seen quite a few, I have never seen either of those characters.
Dude,
None.
Namor's a beast.
I've seen Amy, I've seen Frost, I've seen Magic, I've seen Doctor Strange, I've seen every single other character on this screen. I have never seen Storm or Namor, which leads me to believe
Oh, dude,
that there is a
dope.
very prevalent meta going on for some characters.
Storm
characters.
and Namor are both meta characters. They're amazing.
I don't see them.
Like, there is definitely a tier list and a meta, but if you go look at like the tier list, like 90% of the characters are S, A, and B rank, and there's like a few that sit below that. So it's like 90% playable characters, and then like 10%. But then again, they say Iron Fist is like super weak. But guess what?
But in the videos that I've recently watched, that's not the case.
Because every character is in a tier list because of certain reasons that make them quote unquote weaker. But they actually do such a good job of like, if you're good at that character, you can still shine at any level. The differences between them are like, even the balance really does do just really well in the game.
Yeah, I believe that. What is it? In the video that I watched, it was saying that the highest ranking character, the one above all in this game, is playing one of the bottom tier characters of the entire game. Yeah, one above all has one trick to themselves up using Black Widow.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. We went in, and so when I'm playing with Jason, of course, he's a grandmaster, and his friend was a grandmaster. So I'm playing like really good characters, or like really good players, and we're playing against like diamonds, platinum, grandmaster, all these types of things. We played against a Black Widow who was absolutely cracked. Like they were hitting, though they say it's the weakest character in the game, but I can right now, you hit those headshots, it doesn't matter because they do so much damage, and it's hard as crap to hit your shots in this game because there's so much movement, there's so much diversity, there's so many abilities that can change up what the state of the game is.
I wonder how Shroud would do in this game.
The case. I don't know if Shroud's played it actually.
I would be surprised if he didn't.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah, bunch of nerds.
But yeah,
Never gonna play that. Never gonna play that either.
but yeah,
Never gonna play that either. I mean,
but yeah, I have always wanted a global agenda good Overwatch game, and Overwatch didn't do it for me because they just couldn't keep it going. And so for me, this was a game that I have wanted for a long time. I've wanted a developer who goes into it with tender love and care and actually treats the genre the way it should be treated. And I love the interactions in these styles of games. I love playing them. They're just fun to play for me. So to have a developer who's actually going in and putting effort in, they have destructible environments. Like there's so many things that is going on in this game. And it's just really nice. It's really nice. So I've been having a ton of fun with Marvel Rivals. You can see all of that over on my Twitch channel. I've got it all streamed. So there's tons of content there on the YouTubes and the Twitch. Anybody wants to check it out.
yeah, whatever. Garbage creature. Garbage creature.
Get that
Absolutely
garbage out of here.
Absolutely reprehensible. Anyway.
Well, Anthony, what have you been up to? I saw that you tried out what is the new thing that you were trying out? I only got to see a little bit of it in like a restaurant. So I don't know what it was. Yeah. There's like a new thing, right? Yeah.
Wow, you played a lot, dude. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. No, I believe you. I was saying I got you.
I don't know.
Well, unfortunate. Got that.
Don't y'all have a wheel? Can't y'all test this theory? Oh.
Unfortunate.
Mm, fair.
Oh yeah, because you have
Mm.
to actually like
That's
torque.
why so many of them like lock into a system that's like all connected.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh. It's good. It's good.
Oh, scraping the hull. I thought you said scraping the hole. And I was
Same.
like, what hole? Yeah. No, it took me, it processed it just
Scraping the hole.
yeah, I was very confused at first. I was like, yes,
Interesting.
scraping the hole, you say.
Interesting. hmm Magically. Illegal. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Days.
Uh-huh. Your little what?
Little bike, the little bike thing.
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
Mm.
On the ship. Yeah. Just blow the ship up. Yeah.
Huh.
So you got onto another ship. You did say pocket.
You mostly ride pocket rockets.
Oh yeah? Oh
uh,
yeah?
just saying, just saying.
I'm getting I'm getting that for you, Anthony, committing piracy is necessary.
It's a lifestyle.
It's also necessary. Every game that I've heard you actually rave about and like, can you steal other people's shit?
Can you
No,
piracy?
then
Can you
I'm about
pirate?
it. Okay, bud. Whatever you say to keep to sleep at night, you know? Whatever you need to do. Okay, bud. Okay. I okay. I believe you. No, I totally did. You don't sound like an addict at all. Yeah, you don't sound like an addict at all.
I need some of that treasure.
Give me some.
Hey, some of that
Oh,
treasure.
I want their booty.
I want that booty.
I don't want
I
my
want some
booty.
of that booty.
I want their booty.
Give me some of that.
Yeah, I want to go on their ship, and I want to take their
get in
booty.
that ship.
I want to take their booty from them,
Get that money.
and then I want to take it, and I want to sell it,
Give
and
me
then I want to go on. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you. Oh my god! But I mean, you have to admit, you do have a preclusion for booty. Yeah, see, there you go. It's okay.
Hey,
The first
that's
step is
fair.
admitting
This is
that
the way.
you have a preclusion. You know,
Yeah.
booty is the way. Episode title right there.
Booty is the way.
Booty is the way.
I'm writing it now.
Fantastic. Yes, good. 2 salvaging lasers. Hmm. Off of you say?
Nice. I had a question.
Hmm.
Have they talked about actually adding fishing to Star Citizen yet? Yeah,
Tee.
because yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, I have to imagine, every game nowadays just adds in fishing, so I have to imagine at some point they will. But space, give me space Factorio inside of Star Citizen, like fish Factorio inside of Star Citizen.
A fish Factorio. Bro. It's, mm-hmm. Like moving? Like a moving city? Or just a city in general? Gotcha.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Modularity! They've reached modularity!
Yeah, that'll be cool. No. I was
No,
watching the video. I was
he
watching
just
the
hunts
video.
sometimes. He just
No. You're good. You're good. Yeah, I didn't put it on screen share, but yeah, I was watching the base building gameplay 4K video. Pretty cool.
base building fuck high video. It's pretty sick.
Oh, that's gonna be
It's
so
pretty sick.
good. It's
I
gonna be
can't I
so
can't
good.
lie. It's looking pretty good, you know.
Looking pretty totes.
It's looking pretty cool, you know, like it's no big deal. It's just like
Yeah,
the
it
next
was
big
from Citizen
thing.
Con. But yeah, they somebody has just the footage that they put on screen, not the like speaker in front.
Mm.
But yeah. Yeah, they.
As you mine. Fucking sick, mate.
Jeez.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like the actual the absence of gravity is necessary to build it. Pretty
Nice.
cool, mate. Pretty cool.
All right. I guess with that, word from our not sponsors. Like and subscribe. Do all the things. It was a
Okay.
pleasure.
I was gonna
having
say, I
y'all.
was like, I don't know if we can keep doing this. I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
No. I always say that we totally sponsor. You know, they're not actually. We have no official sponsor other than ourselves. We are
Obviously,
sponsoring.
we are sponsoring.
Yes, us are the sponsors. So support us.
Sponsings.
All the channels and stuff are linked. You can find all the community links and everything like that, and find everybody's different channel. Go like, follow, all the fun stuff. But with that concludes another wonderful episode of the Taphaven podcast. So y'all have a good week, and we'll see you in the next one.
Or maybe
Peace.
we won't. Go with booty, my brother. Did you actually say that off dome?
Go with booty, my
Yeah.
brothers. Yeah,
Oh,
that was Ash's chat.
Go with booty, my